But Reno travels all around the world. I hope you get inspired about what you see. Apostle of greatness, Reno is a master. Only one man against the whole world in large. Fighting with the monsters, poverty I can't stand. That's why Reno is.
Thank you for joining me on my masterclass. Now, today I'm talking about the Naira, the Nigerian Naira. Now, I'm doing this intervention specifically because I want to assist a lot of people in Nigeria avoid the looming crash. I mean, the Nigerian Naira is going to crash. I've said this before and I've been proven right. I actually said this last year. I think I said that on the 27th of December. One of several times I'd said that. And then 2 days later, the Central Bank of Nigeria actually devalued the currency, proving me right. I've said this over and over again, and I just need to put this warning to Nigerians. I need to put this warning to Nigerians. You need to get your money away from Naira. Don't save your money in Naira. You do not save your money in Naira. The Naira is going to crash. It's been weakened, and I'm going to tell you basically why. You see, just imagine a village. Imagine a village. And imagine just $100. Maybe somebody came into that village and then he brought in just $100. And then when he brought that $100, he came into that village and then he bought all the rice that he could find for $100. And then he bought that rice from a rice farmer and he gave the rice farmer $100. Now the rice farmer took the $100 and then he went and then he paid the debt that he was owing to his landlord. And then his landlord took that money, the $100, and then he went and then he used it to pay his workers in his own farm $10 a piece, $10. So 10 of them got $10. Now, you see that money, the $100, has circulated in the village economy and it has created about $400 worth of production. It has created $400 worth of production, just $100, because of the circulation. And so it has now helped the economy of that country. You see, compounded interest times 4. Now, what we have in Nigeria is that our money in Nigeria is going out of Nigeria. So we're having a situation whereby the only $100 in that village, instead of it being paid to somebody is taking it out of that village into another village to pay a debt that is being owed into another village. And so the money is circulating in another village. Now, what does that mean? In Nigeria, our greatest expenditure in Nigeria is not even food. Our greatest expenditure in Nigeria is not even food. It's fuel. Every day Nigeria consumes something like 75 million liters of fuel, between 72 and 75 million liters. It hovers. Now, almost all of that fuel is imported into the country. Almost all of that fuel is imported into the country. And then it's taking a large, amount of our money out of Nigeria to circulate in the countries where we buy that fuel from. And you have to understand that what keeps money afloat is the laws of demand and supply. So if your money is not circulating within your currency, it's going out and it's circulating in another domain, it's putting downward pressure on your currency. And then the next thing that Nigeria spends a lot of money on is food. Nigeria spends about $10 billion, believe it or not, about $10 billion importing food. Just forget about what the Muhammad Buhari administration tells you. They're lying to you. Go to the World Bank and then you can actually get the figures from the World Bank. Because a lot of times the Muhammad Buhari administration will lie to you and tell you things like, oh, rice imports are down. Yes, because they are banning rice. So what's happening is that a lot of people are going to Benin Republic, they are going to Togo, and then they are importing rice from there, and then they are smuggling it into Nigeria. So Nigeria is spending something like $10 billion annually importing food. So that money is leaving Nigeria. Another downward pressure on the Naira. Now, there's a war in Ukraine and it's affected the price of oil. Oil has risen. It's getting close to $150 per barrel. 4 days ago it was $130 per barrel. Now, ordinarily that would be good news. If you recall, in 1990, 1991, when you had the first Gulf War, there was a Gulf War oil windfall because Nigeria got a lot of money because the Gulf War, where the coalition led by America fought with Saddam, it actually affected the price of oil, and we got about 12.9 billion dollars, which was printed away anyway. Now, the reason why we were able to get that money is because at that time, we were refining our petrol in Nigeria. So that money stayed in Nigeria. That money, it was a good thing for us. So when the price of oil increased, at least we were refining our own crude oil in Nigeria. So all of that money stayed in Nigeria. Now we are actually importing fuel. So it's bad news for us that the price of oil has gone up, because what that means is that those from whom we buy fuel from, they're also going to increase their price. So whatever money we are making by selling our crude oil, we are actually giving it away to people who are selling fuel to us. So you see the problem that we're having in Nigeria, the big challenge. Now, we've got fuel that we're importing, we're importing food. Now, something like $2 billion leaves Nigeria annually through health tourism. Where is General Muhammadu Buhari, Nigeria's so-called president today? He's in London. Now, money is leaving Nigeria to pay for his treatment. And not just him, his cabal, his cronies, they all go abroad for healthcare. And then the elite of Nigeria, billionaires, they all go abroad for healthcare. And so that 2 billion is leaving Nigeria annually. And then what's the next thing? Education, foreign education, something like 1.5 billion dollars is leaving Nigeria annually, circulating mostly in Ghana. A lot of people will be surprised. I'm sure you expected me to say the United Kingdom or United States. No, most of that money is actually circulating in Ghana. Something like 60% of that money is actually circulating in Ghana. So we're seeing all these things are putting downward pressure on Nigeria's currency. But here's the big clincher. Now, our population, Nigeria's population, is increasing by almost 3% every year. Annually, our population is increasing by 3%. But then, our economy is not increasing as fast as that. Our economy is increasing at something like 1.2, 1.5. So you see, all this, it's putting a downward pressure on our economy. And this administration, they are afraid to stop the fuel subsidy, because if they do, they're thinking that they're going to become very, very unpopular very quickly, and they wouldn't want to have another kind of end SARS, like riots nationwide. So they're leaving it as it is. And then here's the big clincher. China used to be one of the few countries that was still lending money to Nigeria. China is not lending money to Nigeria anymore. Why? Because Nigeria's revenue, listen to this, Nigeria's revenue, to debt servicing ratio is now 96%. Now, I'll explain to you what that means. It means that for every 1 naira that we're spending, that we're getting as revenue, for every 1 naira we're getting as revenue, what we are using to service our debt is 96 kobo. So the only difference between what we are using to service debt and what we are having as revenue is just 4 kobo. So we are spending 96% of the amount of our revenue, on debt servicing. So let me explain it to you now. I'm not saying that exactly 96% of our revenue is going to debt servicing. No. What I'm saying is that our income, the part of our revenue that comes to us as income, it is 96% of that is the part of our revenue that is going into debt servicing. So if we have, let's say we make 200 naira. Out of that 200 naira, we keep 104 naira, and then 96 kobo goes into debt servicing. And that's why China says, okay, you know what, this is crazy. We're not going to lend you guys any money anymore. And obviously, the West is not lending us money. And so we are in a quagmire. The government is not telling you this. It's serious. Look, I'll put it this way. Nigeria in 2015 was owing a complete total of 11.9 trillion naira. Some people say 12 trillion naira. It was actually, but let's go with the figure that they are giving, that this administration is giving. Let's say 12 trillion naira. Now, if you take that, Nigeria today is now owing about 40 trillion naira. 40 trillion naira. And that amount would have been more, but nobody wants to lend the Muhammadu Buhari administration any money. So now, if you look at it now, this administration has borrowed more money than every past administration put together since 1960. So from 1960 to 2015, if you take all the monies that have been borrowed by from Tafawa Balewa to Gowon to Murtala Mohammed to Obasanjo to Shagari to Muhammadu Buhari as military head of state to General Babangida to Ernest Shonekan to General Abacha to General Abdulsalami to Obasanjo as civilian president to Shehu Musa Yar'Adua to President Goodluck Jonathan, and you combine them together, it's not up to what this Muhammadu Buhari administration has borrowed. So we are in a serious situation right now. The money, our currency is just going to keep on going down. As I believe that by the end of this year, the currency is going to be trading for about 700 naira to $1. So what you want to do is you want to take your naira right now and convert it to dollars by any means that is legally possible. If you can't do it through a borrow change because of what the central bank has done, then maybe you do it to peer-to-peer changing, or maybe you do it by buying digitized US dollars, BUSD, which is good. Binance, that's Binance USD. Or maybe you invest in gold. You invest in a gold ETF. That's a very good way to preserve your wealth. Or you buy physical gold. But what you don't want to have right now is Naira. Don't even say, okay, well, I'm going to keep my emergency funds in the bank. No, keep your emergency fund in dollars. Keep your emergency fund in gold. If you need money in an emergency, you can take gold to Wuse market and you can change it to Naira. You can sell it for Naira in less than an hour. I'm telling you, because what's happened when I first gave this message 2 years ago, the Naira was about 320 Naira to $1. Now today, the Naira is 580 Naira to $1. If you listen to me then, you would have saved your money, your wealth, your total wealth, you would have saved about 80% of it, which you've now lost. Now, if you didn't do it then, and I'm counseling you, do it now. I have nothing to gain, but I just don't want my countrymen impoverished because they have an irresponsible government. Now, my name is Ronald Mokri. If you've watched this, and maybe you have one or two questions, put them in the comment section. And my staff, they're very good at curating comments. They're going to bring them to me, and I'll do my best to respond to those comments. Now, you got to remember, I do not have a Telegram channel. I do not have a WhatsApp forum. I do not have a Gmail email address. Scammers have said that my videos tend to go viral. And so they've created a number of YouTube profiles, fake YouTube profiles with my image, and they approach people in the comment section and they tell them, helpline, guideline, one-on-one mentoring, I will help you, more info, more profitable information. And then they invite you and then you start communicating with them on WhatsApp, Gmail, Telegram, and they dupe people. I want people to prosper. I don't want them to be in poverty. Now, be careful. Don't let them dupe you. My name is Ronald Mokri saying, God bless